What's up, everybody? Path of Exile, Secrets of the Atlas has been out for a few days now, and today I want to talk about how to get started on farming currency, divines, chaos orbs, that kind of thing. So when you get to the end of the campaign, when you first get to endgame, one roadblock you're going to come up to is that, if you want to start pushing those maps and the high-end content, everything's going to be one-shotting you, you're not going to have much damage, and you need to take a bit of time and upgrade your gear and work on your character and progress. And those first steps, if you're new to Path of Exile or you've been away for a while, can be quite daunting. Where do you focus? Do you try and do level 0 maps? Do you focus on a specific mechanic? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. I want to give 3, 4, maybe even 5, maybe 4 like early game and then 1 late game, really good strategies that can earn you tons of chaos orbs and even some divines. I've managed to upgrade most of my gear now to the point where I can farm, tier 60 maps efficiently, and I want to help you get in that same position. And all of this will be available from the second you finish the campaign. So first up, let's talk about Kingsmarch. Kingsmarch is just free resources. It is free resources that will come to you constantly as long as you keep it going. So it's best to get it started straight away. So Kingsmarch is unlocked as soon as you finish Act 10. So you beat Act 10, it will take you to the epilogue, it will take you to this place here, the Karai Shores, and that will give you the unlock quest of how to unlock Kingsmarch. And here's what you want to be doing in Kingsmarch. So if you've never played PoE or you missed the last league, which was all about building up Kingsmarch, well, let's talk about it. This was a town that you build up from scratch, but now that the league is over and we're in a new one, the town is fully built. No matter what you did last league, the town is fully built, and all you have to do is come here, hire workers and get them working, and they will just bring you free resources. And I'm talking just like chaos orbs every hour. This is amazing. And if you've never done this before, basically all we're doing is we're turning gold into these items. We're using gold to build up the town and, get all these items. So it's like you start now and it will pay back massively the more you do. So if you talk to the recruiter, you can recruit different workers. So you can see we've got a level 3 farmer. We can have someone who can work in the mines. We've got a map runner or a farmer, so you can do different things. And these can go up to, I think, rank 5 now in this league. So all you do is you start working on hiring different people, and you can re-roll and see more if you want, and like see a fresh list of people. And I'll show you. You can re-roll it here. So now we've got like a smelter, a shipping person. So say I want another shipping worker. I click that, I hire it, and now I have another worker. So these are all the workers. And you want to build up your workers and start building out the town. So start building up your town, things like that. And here's where it starts to pay off. There are 2 things here that will lead to tons and tons of resources. So one is map devices. So if you go to the map device and you have map runners, you can see here we've got 4 map runners. So we've got 4 people working on mapping. All they do is you come here and you throw in your old maps. Any map you don't want to run, any map that you can't run because it's got bad affixes on it, and you throw in a bunch of maps here, and they will run the maps for you. This was like, I put this on a few hours ago. I've come back and they've done all 5 of these maps, and it's just free. You just click this, and we can just take all this for free. We've got a unique, a couple of items. We've got nothing crazy there. We can take it all. And you just keep working through it, and eventually you do get some good stuff. Like here we have a chaos orb, we've got some jeweler's orbs, some chromatics, like nothing like huge, but it's just something we didn't have to work for. We just threw maps in and they return all this stuff. So we just take all this. Okay, and then we just throw all of these in, 5 more maps, and they'll just go run them. And maybe it'll take them a few hours, but when we come back, there could be chaos orbs in there, divines in there, rare uniques, who knows? So yeah, it's a really easy way to just walk up to free stuff all the time. So we just get rid of all that. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. And the second thing you can do here is shipping. Shipping is, again, you just send a ship out, come back, and there are free things there. So we go here, we go shipping. So I've got one that's come back. Ship is successfully returned. Click rewards. And here we go. This is even better than the mapping because you can see we've got, 16 jewelers. We've got orbs of fusing, 2 chaos orbs. We've got an unmaking. There's loads of stuff in there. And all we have to do is make sure there's enough gold in to keep this going. So we'll take all of that. And then all you do is send another one out. So all you want to do is ship something to somewhere where they want it. So you can see this place wants orcalcium and corn. This place wants pumpkins and some other stuff. So say all you have is corn. All you have is 1 farmer and he's farming corn and 1 shipper who can run the ships. That's all you need to start this. So if we click this, where we click select a port, we will select the port of Ribbonfell because that's the one that wants the corn. We prepare a shipment, and you need to prepare 50,000's worth of value in shipment. You can see if you try and put in less, press done, it won't let you sail. It says requires minimum shipment 50,000. So we start with, it wanted corn, right? So we go corn, here we go. We put all our corn in, and we have 49,000 in value of corn. You can then just top it up with something else. So I'll just chuck a bit of wheat in there and tip it over 50,000. There we go. And that's enough to send the shipment out. So we press done, we press set sail, and there you go. And then we just wait. In 1 hour and 46 minutes, we'll have a bunch more chaos orbs and other random things. So yeah, that's Kingsmarch. And if you had 3 ships going out every hour, that's even better. If you had more and more map runners, that's even better. The only thing is you need gold. You need gold to hire the workers, and you need gold for upkeep. I will say the map runners are significantly more expensive to run than the shippers. So I would say if you're just starting out and you're struggling to make gold, just get a few farmers, get a few people working in the mines, get a few people smelting the ore if you want, and then have people running in the ships in and out. That's a good place to start. Maybe have 1 map runner just to test it out, because you can quickly get, the wage gets really high if you have loads of map runners. But I'm trying to test some things out. So yeah, that's one thing I'd start at straight away. Doesn't matter how strong you are, doesn't matter how good your gear is, but as long as you're taking this over, you'll keep getting more and more stuff. Okay, let's talk about the secret Chaos Orb recipe. So the way vendors work in PoE 1 is when you trade them items, they have a secret recipe list of things that if you trade them certain things, they'll give you random items back. And you can use that for crafting. You give in a ring and a certain orb, they can give you a different ring back. There are things like that. And the more you learn, the more you can do. One thing you can do very early on is use the Chaos Orb recipe. So what this is if you go into your gear and you trade a full set of unidentified rare gear, you get 2 Chaos Orbs. And this is something you can do at the start of a league to get tons of Chaos Orbs. If you think when you're doing a map, how much random rare gear drops on the ground and you just leave it because, it's not really worth anything when you trade it in. So you're probably leaving tons of this stuff on the ground. So what you want to do is just make a stash tab and just fill it. Every time you do a map or do whatever you're doing, really, you're going to get a bunch of random rare gear. Just save it up. And then when it's full or you want to go through it, sell it to the vendor. So I'll show you now. If we get one of every item, you need hands, chest, legs, belt. What are we missing? Weapon, hands, legs, chest, weapon, belt. And then we need 2 rings and a neck. So keep scouring around. We've got a ring. We've got another ring. And then we just need a neck. There we go. Oh, we just need a helmet as well. So if we just try and find a helmet in here, here we go. Right, now if we trade all this in, chest, helmet, hands, feet, belt, weapon, ring, neck, 2 Chaos Orbs. Just like that. Doesn't matter if you're mixing, strength, dex. None of it matters. As long as it's one thing from every category. You saw there, I just picked a complete random. We've got strength, dex in. We've got random rings, iron rings, amulet. That's 2 Chaos Orbs. And you can just do, there's no like limit on that. You can do that all day. So yeah, with everything else we talk about, that should just be something in the back of your mind to just also be building up your Chaos Orb stash. Okay, another really, really good early game farming technique you can do is heists. Heists give you quite a lot of currency and require 0 on your end. You don't need any upfront thing to get into this. It's fairly easy to do and you don't need to, spend anything to get into it. So what you want to do is run a bunch of heists and open all of the chests, and a lot of the chests will have currency items in. A lot of them will have Chaos Orbs in. They'll have like divination cards. They'll have rare gear. They'll have uniques, and you could get lucky and get a good unique. So this is a good one to do because it's easy and it pays off very well at the start. Okay, so if you've never done one of these, you unlock this as part of the story, and you can use a rogue marker to get here, or you can travel from the, it's just here, it's this thing here, the rogue harbor. Once you get here, you basically just want to run some easy heists. Now, the way this place works is keeping it really simple. You have a team of workers and they all have different abilities. So if we talk to this one over here, we have this guy here who's the lockpick. And you can see if we look at their inventory, they can do lockpicking, they can do perception, and they can do agility. That's their 3 skills. And you will have lots of different workers and that you can get equipment for them. And it does get quite cool and complex, but early on, don't worry about it. All you have to know is early on, I think you get 3 workers given to you for free, like a team of 3 instantly, and just run heists at their ability. So if you have a level 1 engineer, run a level 1 engineering heist. All you need to do is if you found them during the campaign and maybe you've put them in your heist locker, they'll be here. So there are these things in here, and you can see here, it just tells you what you need. For this one, it's a level 51. So this came from the campaign, and you need a level 1 demolition. For this one here, it's a level 78. So again, probably after the campaign, this one. And this one requires a level 1 brute force. And you'll have a lot of these just given to you at the start. So run these. And if you don't have any, talk to the barber over here, and he has some even easier ones. Like these are all level 67. You need an orb of chance to buy these, which is nothing really. You should have loads of those. And you can just go down and see what they require. Level 1 demolition, level 2 agility, level 1 demo, level 1 counter thaumaturge, level 1 deception. So just see if you've got the worker. It'll be red if you don't have the worker. So for example, if you don't have it, if I show you, if I go into this big heist here, I need a level 4 deception. I don't quite have that yet. So it would be red. So you know if you don't have it, you see the big red 4. So as long as you have the team for it, go in and do one. And don't worry about anything else. As you run these, they will level up automatically. If you finish a heist, they will level up. The gear will drop inside the heist, so you'll find tools and things to upgrade your characters with. So, you'll start learning and progressing the system itself. But yeah, that's all you do. You talk to Adaya, you press prepare heist, and then you would just drag the contract in there. You pick your person, so I pick him, and then press sign contract. And then she'll open a portal, and you go in. All you do is you run it, open all the chests, grab the vault at the end, and get out. That's it. It's really straightforward. It even teaches you it during the campaign. But this is very, very good early on, as you don't really lose anything if you lose. You're not putting anything on the line. Okay, and then as well as that, every time you complete a contract, you'll get these rogue markers. I've got like 15,000 right now. You'll get like a few hundred every time you complete one of the contracts. So they just add up. And if you save them, what you can do is you can go to Alva. No, that's the other game. You can go to Forsters, and you can go to exchange, and you can say I want, and you can go Chaos Orb, I have, and then you can get the rogue markers. And you can see right now these are going for 950 for one Chaos Orb. So I could sell like 14,000 of these for pretty much, 14, nearly 15 Chaos Orbs, which is, not bad. So that's something else you can do just to add up your stash and start buying the gear you need. Okay, next up, farm mercenaries. Mercenaries have really good gear. I think they're a little bit overtuned in terms of damage, but if you can beat them, you get really, really good rewards. Like look at their inventory. They might have like a unique that's worth a lot. They might have really good gear, or in their little pouch, they might have just a stash of like 4 Chaos Orbs or something like that. So one tip I would say is GGG have said that they realize the later levels of maps, these guys are a bit too strong, so they're going to work on that. But for now, the lower level maps are pretty much okay. I find that like anything up to like map 1, 2, 3 is kind of balanced. After that, it starts to ramp away. So what I would do is if you have some low level maps, just grab some maps and just run them. So I'll go here and I'll go into like tier 1 maps. This thing here, we'll just run this. Just throw a tier 1 map in, just like that. And just go in and just look for the mercenary. I'll literally just do it while we're talking. So I would just have the mindset of just look for the mercenary. Just get on the map and just look for the mercenary. Obviously, if you've just got to endgame and you're, a little bit weaker, this is going to take you a bit longer. Okay, so you just click him and you can see he's got 2 stacked decks, a scarab and something else. If you had anything else, you could take it. Just go take item, take his pouch, and beat him. And like I say, the first 2 tiers seem fine, and grab all of those. We'll do one more. So one more level 1 map. And I'm not putting any modifiers on this really. You could just run maps and actually just run the maps, run what's ever in them. If there's a ritual or if there's a blight, or you could just run the maps like normal and go beat the boss and start working on your atlas if you want. But just make sure you're farming the mercenaries. Here we got one right near the entrance. So if we come to this guy, we got an orb of regret and 2 cartographer's chisels. So we'll nab those. Always check their gear as well, because they could have something like really powerful, and just farm them up. There we go. And it's just a really good way. They can just portal straight out. And that took what, 30 seconds? And you can just keep doing that. And eventually they're going to have Chaos Orbs. I've seen these clips of someone finding a mirror on one of these guys. So I don't know if their gear is going to get nerfed, or like they're going to make it harder or limit what you can get. But right now, it seems like a very good way to farm these guys. Okay, that's like 3 or 4 fairly, beginner, basic, entry-level things you can do. That will give you a good amount of Chaos Orbs. Either of those things, just keep doing them, and you'll get a good base level of Chaos Orbs. And you can, you can get a good amount of gear with that. Gear will drop from these things as well. So hopefully that does help you feel a little bit lost. Now, once you've done that and you've built up a bit of gear, you've got some like decent pieces, maybe you're crafting or you're buying them from the people. Once you've got a good set and you're ready to start pushing maps, it's time to find what you want to do. Try and go in your Atlas tree and funnel into something that you want to get involved with, because that is where you get the most benefit, by going in your Atlas tree and picking a thing you like. So if you've not seen the Atlas tree, as you start progressing maps, you will unlock Atlas points and you can start unlocking this Atlas tree. So one tip I would give you is early on, just beeline straight down the middle and head up to this point here, Unwavering Vision, and that gives you 20 free Atlas passive points. That's one thing I'd do, because that will then let you put more points in, and it gives you basically all this line, which helps you with map generation, right? So that's one thing. And then start going into things that you want to do. So right now I am in, I'm in delves. So I'm in quite a few of the delve nodes, you can see here, because I kind of like going in the mines and doing the delves. I've had a divine drop this morning from the delves, and I just kind of enjoy the thing of going into a map, you know, getting the sulfite and then going into the mines and getting the azurite. And then what I've been doing is, as you do these delves, you know, I've just been buying these resonators, and you can just go to Forsters, go to the exchange, and you can say, you know, I want chaos orbs, I have resonators. And I've been trading my azurite for resonators. They're going for like 2 each. So 4, is that like nearly 9? Yeah, 9 chaos orbs. Just like that. So, I mean, just find something you enjoy, put your points into it and just farm it. So like, I like doing that early on. Maybe you like, a lot of people like doing blights. Blights are pretty good. They reward quite well. You can farm like essences, go into all the essence points. I'd probably avoid doing like breaches, anything that needs like specific resistances or, you know, a lot of points invested. Things that are like up here are kind of hard to zero in on quite early on. But yeah, find something you like, put some points into it and just farm it on repeat. That's like the last thing I'd try and do. If I was brand new, like I say, I like delves. It's not for everybody. It doesn't need that many points to actually do it, because, you know, the points you're putting in the Atlas tree are mostly going into how many times you find the resources in your maps, which let you do more of the delves, rather than like making the drops from the delves better. Whereas some things in here, you know, if you're doing like breaches, these things increase like the drops. So, you know, you want to be very heavily invested into a breach before you start running breaches, kind of thing. So yeah, have a look around, see what you like. Maybe you start doing heists, you really like heists, just go all in on heists. But yeah, find the content you like and just funnel in on it for a while. Farm it for a while, invest your points into it on the Atlas tree, and yeah, enjoy it. There are some much better ways to make currency that you'll see coming out soon. You know, people are at endgame with like 100 div gear sets already, and they're going to be like, I made 10 div an hour, and that's going to be coming out. I'm sure it's probably already out. But I wanted to aim this at the people that either aren't really hot on PoE 1, like you're not, you know, you haven't played it before, or you don't really know the systems and you just want to start farming something. So I hope you found it useful. If you did, do consider subscribing to the channel. I make a ton of guides on Path of Exile and other ARPGs. And if you have anything you want to add, let people know down below. But thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.